This inmate forced this thing toward the instructor during the incident, but he instantly regrets it when the student grabs him by his precious hair and snaps his neck in a literal blink. Fogland, the largest prison on Earth, was located right on top of a meteorite site in the middle of nowhere. It held the most deranged, world-class prisoners. However, the inmates were simply lacking in education. At least, that's what this guy thinks. A bunch of teachers were brought in to lecture the inmates, and they even made a nice banner for them. The class was isolated, created behind heavy reinforced glass, and the first victim was already inside. The guard instructed him not to leave his seat for any reason until the end of class signal sounded. The inmates finally arrived. Him, and Mutant 1 and 2 over here. From their faces, these guys didn't seem teachable, and even this man knew. He steadied his resolve and introduced himself as Dante Kang, their science teacher. He introduced their first topic on the growth potential of a sweet potato, but this potato right here was pissed because he felt offended. Dante tried to calm him, but everyone else suddenly started eating their potatoes and raging in the class. The teacher grew frantic, unaware of how he could control the class, but suddenly, one man called to Dante and told him to cut out that stupid talk and just tell them how to make fog. Dante was confused, and the inmates became even more enraged. Before Dante could plead his case, the so-called reinforced glass in front of him shattered before his eyes. An inmate had struck it with just his head and screamed at Dante. Dante immediately called the control room, and they stormed in quickly, using their weapons to instantly neutralize every inmate in the room. Dante could barely process the scene. He screamed in fear, wondering how they could waste the prisoners behind the reinforced glass without a single thought. But he was wrong. One of the inmates suddenly grabbed a soldier by the head in a vulnerable position and crushed it in his palm. The men who had planned to neutralize the inmates were the ones being schooled right before Dante's eyes, and this was the beginning of his new reality. Dante could barely process the unfolding chaos as he stared forward, his eyes locking onto one particular man who remained eerily calm amidst the madness. As he gradually lost consciousness,